Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what happens to your SP, aka specific person, as you are manifesting them. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna get right into the video. When you manifest a specific person, they literally start thinking about you, they start dreaming about you, they start seeing signs about you. Okay, if there's some sort of song or inside joke that you had, like they'll see that pop up. Okay, they literally get reminded of you. Okay, so thought transmission is 100% real. Yeah, manifesting works even if you don't see that happening in the 3D. I'm telling you, things are definitely happening in the 5D. So it is essential to affirm and persist. Okay, when you affirm, when you persist, or when you persist in your affirmations, your SP, like, they think what you want them to think. Okay, they literally start thinking, they literally start showing up as you assume they will show up. So in this channel here, we practice the law of assumption. So if you assume that your SP will text you, they will commit to you, they will um, confess their feelings to you, guess what? They are doing that because they're not outside of you. Okay, they're a part of you. There's this whole thing called everyone is you pushed out, where every single person literally represents a part of you. Again, like, we all stem from the same place. There's nothing outside of us. You are the only person that has free will in your reality. And I know this kind of scares people. They're just like, wait, am I the only one alive? Is everyone a hologram? You don't have to think too much about that. Okay, I myself also was like, wait, that seems like, yeah, kind of like lonely and stuff like that. No, you're just the only one that has free will in your reality. I'm not saying these other people don't have lives or anything. It's just that, like, in your reality, you are the director. Every single person is just an actor, and you are the one that is handing them the script. You are the one that is telling them, how to act and what to do. And all of that, it's so easy to do and you can do that by just changing your assumptions about other people. Okay, so you are not controlling them, you are not manipulating them. In fact, this is the opposite of controlling and manipulating. You want to know why? Because this is so much better than forcing things in the 3D. Okay, thinking a certain thing about someone or a certain situation is a lot better than, like, physically telling them, like, hey, you know what, like, let's give this another chance, let's do it, like, trying to, like, persuade them, like, convince them in real life. I mean, yeah, this is all like mental work. And as you are manifesting your SP, they will literally think that it's their idea to text you, to come back to you, to confess their feelings. Okay, that's the thing. That's why it's not manipulation at all. It's not, anything, like, you're not necessarily, like, you're not, like, physically controlling anyone. You are just bringing out the version of your specific person that loves talking to you, that loves texting you, that loves spending time with you, that wants to commit to you, that wants to express how they truly feel about you. Okay, because there are infinite realities. Okay, there are infinite versions of your specific person. So you might have manifested the version of your person that ghosts you, that doesn't want to be with you, whatever the case may be. But if you did that, you can also manifest the opposite. You can manifest the version of your specific person that loves you, that wants to be with you, that wants to commit to you, that wants to marry you. Okay, so yeah. And when you start affirming those things, my SP wants to marry me. In fact, I would highly recommend saying that in past tense, as if it already happened. Like, I'm so ecstatic that my specific person married me. I'm so happy, I'm so grateful that I'm happily married to the love of my life. And you can say their name. Of course, I get a lot of questions, should you say SP or their name? I would recommend saying their name. Yeah. Scripting highly works. I'm always gonna hype up scripting. Every single thing that I wrote in this notebook came true. I do script quite a lot. Okay, I love showing my notebook. Okay, because yeah, I mean, it's so therapeutic, it's so fun. Like, just, it makes the whole manifesting process fun as well. Most of these are literally just self-concept affirmations. Okay, when you do self-concept, that really expedites things, that makes your specific person want to come towards you even more, and it makes your manifestations stay. Okay, and let me tell you why self-concept is important. I have talked about this in a couple of my other videos, but when you affirm for your self concept, when you do self love affirmations, that basically reinforces your faith and conviction as the operant power in your reality. Okay, so yeah, that helps you gain more confidence in your manifestations and the fact that it is happening. Okay, and like I always say, you don't necessarily need to believe in your manifestations or even like feel the feeling if it's too hard. I mean, if you can, good for you. Like, I mean, that is awesome, but you don't have to force it, because a lot of the times people spend more time forcing it than focusing on the actual desire. So I mean, just do what feels natural to you. But I would say doing anything with confidence definitely does help it uh, help bring it into your reality in a more effective manner, right? So yeah, I mean, just affirming for self-concept, again, it helps you make sure that you know that you are the operant power of your reality, and that you are deserving of all your desires and manifestations. So I highly recommend doing that. Okay, literally, when you affirm for self-concept, your SP feels that energetically. Okay, like I know, some people might not like resonate with like energy and things like that. I mean, I am spiritual, so at times I do, and I don't know what other way to say that, but it's like, when you do self-concept, like, so many people want to be around you, and like people really reflect that. Okay, when you love yourself, when you show yourself a lot of love, people want to show you a lot of love as well. Okay, and there's actually, two ways to make any sort of change in your reality. There's one of them is to, of course, affirm for self-concept, because of everything that I just said. Two, you have to change your assumptions about certain people. I mean, self-concept is great, but I do want to tell you that, changing your assumption about other people or situations that you are trying to change is also very important. Okay. I would say self-concept is very, very, very helpful, and it definitely works, but I do believe that sometimes self-concept is, I don't want to say like not enough. Like, can you see I'm a little bit hesitant to say that? But I'm just seeing this as like a two-pronged thing, like, yes, you should do self-concept, but you should also change your assumption. And here's the thing, having a high self-concept will help you step into that new reality, will help you change your assumption a lot more easier and quicker, and again, in a more effective manner. Okay, so let's say you have this assumption that like all men are trash, or all men cheat, or all men lie, or whatever. When you affirm for self-concept, okay, like let's say before you affirm for self-concept, before you start doing all these like self-love affirmations and manifestations, you have kind of a hard time thinking otherwise, because you're letting your past experiences really, overtake the new reality that you're trying to create. You can still do that. You can still do that without self-concept. You can 100% still manifest without self-concept, but self-concept does help keep the manifestation, like I said. But when you do self-concept, you feel more confident about changing your assumption, right? Because all the memories that you had from your past, they essentially get replaced by this, new energy that you're giving to yourself. Okay, I'm seeing like, there's literally a like oracle card that talks about like clear up like energy and space for like new things. So you're clearing up all those negative thoughts, all those negative experiences that you might have had, with newer, more positive thoughts that are more conducive to your manifestations and that are more in alignment with your desires. Okay, so it's like just clearing up, the space for something new, for something better, for better thoughts in general, so that your 3D world can reflect that exactly as you want it. Okay, you can get your exact manifestations like to the point, to the dot. Even if you've taken like I don't know what it's called, like those personality type design test or something, personality design. It tells you if you're a specific manifestor, non-specific manifestor. Even if you've gotten like, oh, I'm not a specific manifestor because like whatever I want it happens, but like not exactly the way I want it. See, that's your assumption. Okay, you manifested that. You had like dominant thoughts that ended up manifesting that, or that was your dominant assumption. And a lot of the times, we don't know what's dominant until we actually see it in our reality. And a lot of the times what is dominant is really lying in our subconscious. So it's just like, no one would purposely want to, not manifest the exact thing that they want, but because of everything that they might have experienced or gone through, that ended up sticking in their subconscious, that ended up impressing in their subconscious, and they ended up manifesting that. So like, for example, if you are a non-specific manifestor, then you can just affirm otherwise. You can just be like, no, I am a specific manifestor, I get exactly what I want every single time. Okay, say that as an affirmation. I get exactly what I want every single time. Okay, so yeah, hopefully that will help. And yeah, I know this video is about like what your SP is thinking, but I also do love talking about like how everything just comes together, and how self-concept really helps, and just like what the law of assumption really is. Okay, but again, 2 steps: self-concept, and then actually change your assumptions about whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, in whatever way you want to manifest, in whatever way you want to experience that reality. Okay. So, for example, if SP is a little bit hot and cold, yes, affirm for your self concept, but then affirm, no, no, SP constantly talks to me because I'm amazing. Constantly talks to me because, like, I'm the love of his damn life, okay? Sorry for swearing, but, like, I am the love of this man's life, or I am the love of this woman's life, okay? Um, I'm magnetic, irresistible, irreplaceable. That is one of my favorite affirmations of all time. I'm always valued, chased, pursued, loved fully. Everyone wants to, you know, I'm everyone's favorite everything. I really like that. Yeah, I'm always chased. Sorry, I'm always admired, adored, and praised. Everyone always wants to give me love and affection. I'm always respected, loved. Yeah, all of these things. I mean, they help you feel really good about yourself from the inside, and they just help you feel more confident about your manifestation. So yeah, I also do like giving the whole analogy of, like, Amazon. So it's like you will get your manifestation regardless, okay? But it's just when you do self concept, you're just a little bit less frantic about it, a little bit less anxious about it, because it's on its way to you, and a lot of the times you will see signs of that manifestation coming in the 3D, thus reinforcing your faith even more. And it just makes the manifesting process so much more fun, smooth, and easy. Okay, so that is why I highly recommend doing self concept. And yeah, even when it comes to changing your assumptions, I even recommend, writing it all down. Okay, change the assumption. There's this one technique that is really helpful called revision. Okay, so let's say in the past you have experienced being ghosted, or you have experienced being broken up with. Just say, nope, I have, if you don't want to use the word ghosted, it'd be like, I've always had happy, healthy relationships. Okay, everyone has always showed me kindness, love. Everyone's always wanted to be with me. People have always treated me like a queen or king or god or goddess. I've always had great relationships. I've always had the best relationships. All my relationships have always been perfect. Okay, I really like the affirmation, I always have happy, healthy relationships. That's a blanket affirmation that really just puts things into place. So that will definitely help with your SP. Yeah, so that is definitely something that you can try as well. Maybe if you've experienced a reality where you were kind of like the pit stop on the way of, like, like, you shouldn't even be affirming these things. Okay, a lot of, like, this language, I mean, it comes from, like, these toxic social media posts, like, oh, I'm just a pit stop for men until they find, like, their forever place, or I'm just a pit stop for women until they find their, like, husbands or whatever. Like, you definitely don't need to keep reaffirming that story. Okay, like, don't affirm that whatsoever. Just whenever that thought does come in, flip the script and be like, no, no, men have always committed to me. Women have always committed to me. I've always been prioritized. I've always been chased. I've always been valued. I've always been pursued. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that really does help things change more than you know it. Okay. Like, those people won't come back. The people that you don't want to come back, they're not going to come back. I know some people do have that fear. It's more about just getting into the mentality that, like, hey, you know what, either this didn't happen, or even if it did happen, it doesn't affect you that much. Okay, like, that's the most beautiful thing. It's like, even if something did happen and you're having a hard time kind of, like, acting delusional and, like, thinking it didn't happen, or just completely ignoring that happened, I mean, whatever did happen, it won't trigger you as much. It won't cause you that much anxiety. Like, even if you have been broken up with in the past, it's not going to, like, affect you as much anymore, because it's like, you have self-love, like, you're worthy of the best, that. And honestly, it was their loss. Okay, like, I really do like that one quote that we see on a lot of those breakup pages, like, it was their loss 100%. Okay, so yeah, honestly, if you're watching this, you deserve the absolute best, and you should keep affirming that. Okay, another affirmation I really like is, I always attract the best versions of people. So when you do this, okay, when you do this, SP will literally show up as the best version of themselves. Okay, SP will literally reflect that to you. So it's like, if they weren't being that communicative, or yeah, they were being hot and cold, or like they would just always go ghost. I mean, when you say, like, I always affirm the best versions of people, figure out what best version means for you, and then keep affirming that. It's interesting because, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm in computer science and I write code, and there's this thing called variable where you can store like, data basically. And yeah, I mean, like, just if this is getting a little bit too confusing, think back to, like, algebra. You would be like, you would write down x equals blah blah blah. Like, sometimes x could equal multiple things. So, I mean, like, literally just write down, like, x is your ideal relationship, and then write down what that looks like to you, and then, like, call that function. Okay, so it's like, my ideal relationship looks like an SP that communicates with me all the time. My specific person showing me love, attention, being kind, being caring, being responsive, expressing their feelings, always, appreciating me, complimenting me, valuing me, whatever that looks like to you, write it down. And then, that could be stored as the variable my ideal relationship. So then you can always just keep affirming, oh, SP and I are in the ideal relationship, SP and I are in my ideal relationship, SP and I are in the perfect relationship. Okay, I promise you they will start, thinking that way. And again, it'll make it seem like it's their idea. It'll make it seem like they want to come to you. You're not forcing anything, you're just picking out the version of them that is reflecting everything that you want them to be and everything you want this connection to be. Okay, so yeah, and a lot of the times when you do imply things, or when you do say things like, I always have happy, healthy relationships, that does imply that your SP will always communicate with you. Your SP will confess their feelings for you. They'll commit to you. They'll do whatever you want them to do. Okay, like a lot of the times, people might have different versions of what like their perfect relationship looks like. So I mean, do get very specific on that, okay? And you will get exactly that. And you don't have to keep saying like, oh, they always communicate with me, they always communicate with me. Do that thing that I told you, okay? It's kind of like an intellectual life hack. Again, I'm in STEM, programming, computer science. It teaches you a lot about logic. So just once, or you can even do this a couple of times, however many times you need to, just write down what your ideal relationship looks like, what you want your SP to be like, and then store that under a blanket affirmation, like my ideal relationship looks like, and then write down everything that you want, and then just keep affirming I am in my ideal relationship with my SP. Okay, and use whatever phrase, use whatever phrase or wording feels comfortable to you. But I promise you, they will appear exactly as you want them to, and like it will blow your mind when it happens. I have tried this; it actually works. Okay, I have a couple of videos proving that it works and how I manifested my SPs with like receipts, details, tea, everything. You can check that out in my Law of Assumption series. If you just go to my channel and hit playlist, you will definitely see that in there. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here. I really do hope this helped. If you have any questions about any other topics you want me to cover, let me know in the comments below. I will either answer them or try to address them in a future video. And yeah, I will go ahead and end the video right here. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.